Truth is a fugitive slave. Help us set the truth free. Welcome to the underground newspaper. The smoking gun. The metaphor of evidence which all but convicts the guilty party. Though in the practice of sifting through millions of news articles published daily, the smoking gun is often the fact that doesn't fit with the mainstream story. Take, for instance, the mystery missile launch off the coast of Los Angeles in November of 2010. Close to the entire metropolitan area witnessed an unidentified object head towards the general direction of up, while leaving a smoke plume and obvious appearance that convinced people to make hundreds of calls to state authorities and news organizations reporting some kind of missile launch. Yet when the official word came back from the U.S. military, it was not a missile launch, it was just a passenger jet which, due to some illusion of the horizon, gave the appearance of being a missile. Needless to say, the several major airports within the visible horizon of Ventura, Orange County, or the Hollywood Hills receive hundreds of passenger aircraft per day, which, in their appearance, do not confuse or agitate the general population at all. Michio Kaku appeared on ABC News to reverse his initial report of a missile launch, claiming that it was probably a plane, even though the video played in the background of the interview clearly shows an object propelled by a bright flame and smoke plume unlike any jet-propelled aircraft. In the confusion, RT or Russia Times entertained a guest named Colleen Thomas, who claims to be mother to the alien race of Palladians here on Earth. Her theories were rather more, shall we say, in-depth than many others, including a variety of alien species involved and conspiracies to start wars between both earthbound and interstellar entities. Let's entertain those possibilities, but consider some others. At the precise time of this mystery missile launch, President Obama was meeting with then Chinese President Hu Jintao to discuss the long-standing issue of Chinese currency valuation. Essentially, whether the nation of China controlled their currency to their own economic advantage, or whether they let their currency float on the tidal forces of primarily Western central bank-dominated currency valuation. The apparent missile launched at the apex of negotiations. At the time, both the US and China possessed the ability to launch a similar ballistic missile from a submarine, though it is worth noting that the US far exceeds China in that capacity, while excelling in the ability to detect unwanted submarines off the US coast. So was it a threat from China? Was it an Obama muscle-flexing move? Or was it proof to the Chinese that the US population is just as malleable, Pavlovian, ill-capable of asking obvious questions and believing what we actually see, as the half-century brutalized Great Firewall, never-heard-of-Tiananmen Square massacre population of China? Well, 5 years later, the big news is that the global economy is in dire circumstance caused in large part by the Chinese economy crumbling under massive economic pressure exerted by the bursting of their capital expansion credit bubble, soon to result in a profound collapse of their currency. In the case of the mystery missile launch, we may never know who truly held the smoking gun, but the results for our trust in government and media personalities like Michio Kaku appear to be, as Colleen Thomas says, not favorable for the humans whatsoever. In the mainstream media today, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and Bernie Sanders, a few other candidates who don't get good ratings. But don't miss the debatings. Beyonce, buy stocks. Girl 12 shot. Zika, ham thief, ISIS shock, hate in America, Black Lives Matter, will Trump's candidacy cause the GOP to shatter? B-1 bombers, government coming for your guns, will anyone vote if Bloomberg runs? Apple, FBI, iPhone, all-seeing eye, Fed debates increasing big bank payoff, Halliburton announces 5,000-person layoff, Janet Yellen, Trump exchange jabs, what to do to get six-pack abs? Not in the mainstream media. A dramatic collapse in tax withholdings indicates the U.S. is already in a major recession. As the Bureau of Labor Statistics has become a questionable source for real employment data, some analysts like Lee Atler of the Wall Street Examiner have been tracking the total payroll tax withholdings sent to the IRS. As of February 18, 2016, the annual rate of change was negative 5.6% in nominal terms versus the corresponding period a year ago. The annual rate of change in withholding taxes for collections through Thursday, February 18th approached a level which signals not just recession, but is within a couple of percent of indicating a full-fledged economic depression. The World Trade Organization threw a major wrench into India's ambitious plan to produce 100 gigawatts of solar energy annually by 2022. India's national solar mission required that a part of the solar cells be produced in India. This clause was successfully challenged at the WTO by the U.S. as a violation of trade rules. The two sides are still discussing a potential settlement to the dispute. The number of troubled loans in China has risen to $645 billion, more than the $600 billion subprime mortgage market in 2006. China's solution? Reduce the reserve requirement to issue more loans with the intention of decreasing the percentage of bad loans on the books. So much for a soft landing. Food for thought. In the next 8 years, we will likely see automated drone policing, construction, and product delivery. Self-driving cars and artificial intelligence grow exponentially beyond the total mental capacity of the entire human race. Advances in nutrition, health monitoring, and technologies like cell encapsulation and in vivo nanofactories have the potential to propel human lifespans beyond the death event horizon. Does an artificially intelligent system have the right to play judge and jury? What is the age limit to command a self-driving car? Does a right to life mean a right to not die? These will be among the biggest issues of the next president's term, if not the biggest issues our species has faced since the advent of agriculture. Yet have you heard a single presidential candidate mention any one of these most critical issues? Zoltan Istvan, the presidential candidate you probably have not heard of, is campaigning on a novel policy. The Transhumanist Party candidate, Zoltan Istvan, hopes to end death as we know it within 25 years. Whether or not you can get behind a President Zoltan, isn't it time we took the political debate from the tired Cold War era mindframe into the rapidly transforming world in which we actually live? Thank you for listening to the Underground Newspaper. Break the chains of mental slavery, walk the path of selfhood, become a knowledge engineer. Sign up for the newsletter and review our information sources at undergroundnewspaper.org.